Am I the a-hole for not leaving my wife when she moved out of state?
Long distance relationship. Do it.
Do it!
Do they work? Do they not? This comes from Objective Jimika 303, who says, my wife finally got accepted into dental school after 3 cycles of applying.
Congrats.
Congrats. She didn't get accepted to any in-state schools the last 2 cycles, so she decided to apply broadly last year to get her a better chance of getting in. Last month, she received an acceptance letter from a really good program, and I'm extremely proud of her for all her hard work.
Nothing could go wrong.
Are you sure about that?
There's only one problem.
What's the problem?
It's an out-of-state program, and I have 2 children from a previous relationship that I see every other weekend.
I don't know. Just get rid of them.
Foster care.
Become an
And also, that sounds like 2 problems.
That is technically 2 problems,
kidding.
you could say.
I'm kidding.
Is he, though? Is he, guys? Is Sam kidding? Let me know.
But you know
in
what
the
is a
comments.
problem?
What?
We got one problem. And it's the fact that there is no ice pack on one camera.
Wow. One camera is just
Ice packless.
heating up over here. It's getting hot in here. So take your ice packs off. I don't want the hot ice on me. Oh no. I would love to move with my wife and support her, but I also can't imagine leaving my children behind for 4 years. I asked my wife to please apply another cycle to see if she can get into an in-state program, but she really doesn't want to. And honestly, can't blame her at all. My ex also heard about my wife's acceptance letter from my mother, and they're already calling me a bad father for even considering moving so far away.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if it should even be a consideration.
Yeah.
If you, I mean, like,
If that's, yeah,
you're moving for your second family.
that's true. They don't have kids, I believe, him and his
They don't have
new
kids.
wife.
So,
Yes,
like,
but yeah, that's still for.
what are you doing here?
What are you doing? I felt very torn between my wife and my kids. Should I try long distance? Should I beg my wife to reapply? Should I try?
Your kids should be your priority.
Yeah,
Your
yeah.
wife can do dental school on her own.
Yeah. This is tricky. We're about to discuss it. Should I try to get a parenting plan in place to become a summer dad? Has anyone here ever been in a remotely similar situation? I don't know what to do. We have some comments, which I'm going to quickly read and then we'll discuss before the update. So SignalWall8445 says, you can't ask your wife to reapply after she went through 2 years of denials from the same schools you want her to reapply to.
Agreed.
You need to tell your mother that she will be cut off from information about your family if she won't stop blabbing it to your ex.
Wait, what? Wait,
Okay.
wait.
Okay, so basically what Signal just said is that you'll stop telling your mom like new information, like, hey, my wife just got into this out-of-state dental school, if she keeps like sharing it, like the secret,
Because
quote unquote.
OP's mom heard the information about him considering going out of state, and she's like, you're a terrible father.
and told his children's mother as well, and they both were saying that to OP.
Yeah. I understand not wanting to tell your mom stuff.
Yeah, like I could be wrong here, but I believe it was saying like not like go no contact with your mom, but certain information that
Don't tell
she
her.
might gossip about.
Yeah, I mean, it's also like, it's like he's like going to his mom for counsel. He hasn't made up his mind. He's just like, hey, this is a situation. She's like,
I can't believe you would choose your new wife over your kids.
Yeah, like
I don't think it's
it's
exactly what's happening.
I think it's super fair to go and be like, I am literally lost because this is a hard situation. You can at least try long distance first. OP says, yes, realistically, I know I can't ask her to do that, especially since she has sacrificed so much. I'm just trying to find any solution to keep my family together. And actually, I take that back. You can at least try long distance first, actually, I think, is with his wife. So
Yeah.
it's like stay long
What,
distance.
try long distance with your kids?
Yeah, I thought that's what I said at first, but I was mistaken. Kunkalike says, my husband got into out-of-state dental school 2 years into my medical school training.
Whoa. Okay. Very similar situation.
Super similar. The drive was 4 hours away. Granted, we had no children, but we made every effort to see each other on weekends and holidays and breaks. It wasn't fun, but sometimes the absence makes you appreciate them even more. Now we are both graduated, live at home together, and appreciate it because of the long distance and struggles that we overcame. Opie says, thank you for commenting. This gives me some hope that long distance can work for us. We have an update. 2 months later, I suspect a lot of juice is going to be squeezed out of this. But everyone watching right now in the comments, Samuel Donner
Long distance relationship with the kids or the wife?
or the wife, who do you choose? Kids or the wife. Yeah. Yeah, I think like
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No. I think you do long distance relationship with the wife and make sure that you're there for the kids.
yeah, because like with an adult, you can kind of like arrange and have deep discussions and communication on how to create the best setup and scenario, but that is a lot harder for children.
Yeah. Well, you have
right?
the kids every other week, yeah?
Right now, he sees them every other weekend.
So, every other weekend.
So
So he's only seeing them on the weekend.
for 1 weekend every 2 weeks.
1 weekend every 2 weeks.
So one could argue.
1 weekend every 2 weeks? Oh, yeah. Well, that's every other weekend.
Yeah.
Okay.
One could argue, we don't know OP's financial situation, flight costs, etc., or drive
Driving
time / flight, like the travel scenario. But if OP just like
Comes
traveled
back on weekends. Yeah.
there and was there the whole weekend, it was virtually the same thing, right?
Or what he could do is like he could spend a couple weeks. Yeah, he could just do like there 2 weeks and it's only a weekend.
Yeah, and I'm just brainstorming here, brother. I'm not necessarily saying that's what
It's
he should
interesting
do.
that he only got a weekend in the custody.
Yeah,
What did he do wrong?
good question. Is this going to be one? We had one a few weeks ago where it was like OP looked good, and then in like the reply to a comment, then he revealed like he cheated and like did all these things. Like, okay, well, yes, now we understand why. Like the same way that how his mom and his ex attacked him. Maybe because he's done this is
Crap like
similar
that in the past. I think there is a layer beneath, right? I think there's a layer beneath. I think there's a layer beneath for sure. Because you don't only get every other weekend by being the best father ever.
being the model father. Okay. And hopefully this update will have it. I'm curious. Everyone in the comments right now, and Sam, just for clarity, long distance wife or long distance kids?
You should go long distance with the wife.
Long distance with wife.
And your kids should come first.
There we go. Put your answers in the comments, but let's get into this update 2 months later. My wife is leaving the state for dental school in a few months, and we had finally come to terms with the idea of doing a long distance relationship for the next 4 years so I could still be in my kids' lives.
Oh,
Good.
4 years?
4 years.
Yo,
dental school.
one of my friends just stopped being long distance with his girlfriend after 4 years. He just moved back to LA.
Oh, is it the one we've been hanging out with a lot recently?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, what a guy.
4 years. He was in med school.
He was in it.
She is in med school.
Still, but here now.
But he's here now.
Right, he's here now. Yes. See? And then
See, it happens.
like the commenter said, it's like you overcome so much. It's true. It's like the best stress test. If you make it through those 4 years,
Then
probably
it's
chilling.
meant to be. Yeah, like they're chilling.
Yeah.
They're gonna get married.
Ooh. After months of discussing the situation with my family, my parents have offered to help move my daughters and my ex to the same city where my wife is going to dental school.
Wait, what?
So they discussed it for a few months. Now, OP's parents are basically going to help move the kids to him.
That came out of left field.
Right?
Is that not expensive? Does the ex-wife not have like a job?
Yeah, I'm kind of this seems, if she doesn't want it, unfair to the ex.
Yeah. I'm confused.
Like, that's a big...
Also, can we quickly go back to is it every other week or every other weekend?
Yeah. There's only one problem. It's an out-of-state program, and I have 2 children from a previous relationship that I see every other weekend.
Okay, so yeah, it is. So it is a weekend.
Yes.
I'm confused. I'm really confused. What's going on?
That's a drastic action to take for every other weekend instead of every
I mean, yes,
week,
it
every
is.
other
It
week.
is your kids, but I'm surprised that the parents of OP have so much like sway.
After also like attacking him for even considering to move, now you're helping fund the ex and the children to move, to uproot and move.
Yeah, I'm so like maybe they feel indebted to her for something
Like
OP
raising the
did.
children, yeah, and like doing a good job, like raising, like this. The mom is way more like the mom is the primary caretaker, 1,000%.
I'm confused. I want to.
Yes,
I need more
let's
info.
figure it out. Yes, they even offered to pay for an apartment for them until my ex finds stable income there. Wow, that is very
Wow.
generous. Maybe they're like super loaded and this
They're
is like
probably
nothing.
super loaded.
Yeah. The mother of the girls has wanted to leave the state for years, so she is on board and ready to make the move.
Oh.
So it might just be like all the stars happen
Are
to
aligning.
perfectly align. Yeah. I was really excited that I wouldn't have to do long distance anymore while still having my girls around, and I think this would work out perfectly. However,
Oh no!
However.
I thought it was gonna be perfect.
that was going to be perfect. I noticed that in recent weeks that my wife is unhappy / not comfortable with this decision and wants to stick with the original plan of doing a long distance relationship. Which
Red flag.
red flag, and specifically because they're already doing that in the city they were originally in.
What? Oh, like living together?
They were all in the same city.
Yeah.
So it's like, why did you not have a problem with it the whole time?
Did she on purpose want to take a program out of state to try to drive a wedge between OP and his old family?
That is a great conspiracy theory. That is a great conspiracy.
What do you guys think? Put your answers in the comments. I want to know.
Yes, let us know. ICU. Let me see those ICUs. My parents and her have not had the best relationship, to say the least, and this is causing unnecessary strain in the family. My parents have expressed wanting my wife to be more involved with the girls, and her resistance is making it look like she doesn't have mine or the girls' best interest at heart.
That's what I'm starting to think.
This is obviously not true. She is a phenomenal wife and stepmother, and I desperately want my parents to love her like we do. How can we all work together to find a solution that addresses everyone's needs and concerns?
I am
And
concerned about this wife of yours.
yeah, so
That's a huge red flag.
before we get into these next relevant comments, let's talk about that. What do we say to the wife, the current wife?
Why do you want to be long distance?
Yeah.
I need clarity on that.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense. Do
because
you not want to be with me?
Because this is literally that like, A, do you not want to be with me and like have as much time as possible together to live in the same place? And B, are you uncomfortable with this scenario that we literally have
right
had
now,
for the whole
which
previous part
which
of the
means
relationship?
essentially I'm close to my family, because it's not about him being close to his parents. They're going to be further away from the parents.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's about him being close to his family, which further cements this idea that maybe she's trying to drive a wedge between his old family because maybe she's thinking about creating a new one.
Yeah, I mean, dude, great conspiracy theory of that she intentionally started applying. Bro, what if she literally lied about her? Yeah, she got into the in-state programs and then just lied.
Liar!
Because if she got into a really good program out of state, if it's a really good program, then she most definitely got accepted to something, at least something in state.
Yeah.
I think she lied.
Dude.
I think she lied. There's no it's like she probably it sounded like she got into the Harvard dental school, right? And it's like you're not gonna not get into some like regular schools in your state if you got into the Harvard of dental school. They just said it was a good program. And
Yeah,
it's not the Harvard of dental
I'm
school, but
trying
they
to-
just said it was a good program.
Yeah, I'm trying. I really am not.
He said she got
recalling-
into a really good program and he was very proud
Yeah,
of her.
a letter. Yeah, you're right. An acceptance letter from a really good program. So obviously that's not a ton of context, but like if it's really good, then does that mean does that mean that she could have gotten into it in state?
Definitely like 1,000%.
Like you could have gotten into a crappy one in state at least, probably.
Yeah, exactly. So I think there's something fishy here. I think there's something fishy, and you need to talk to your wife about what the heck is going on.
So yeah, sit down and basically like ask some questions to try and understand and communicate.
you're afraid of.
Right. Ooh. Well, there's some hard comments that we might be afraid of, but we're going to read them anyways. F. Smirts says, so this is quoting OP. However, I have noticed in recent weeks that my wife is unhappy / not comfortable with the situation and wants to stick to the original plan of doing a long distance relationship. This is a bit strange to me. Granted, your wife doesn't get on with your folks all that well, but they aren't moving as well, right?
That's what I said.
The apartment offer was for your ex, correct? On paper, this seems like a first-class solution, a win-win-win. What theories have you about your wife's state of mind? A 4-year long-distance relationship is a huge challenge to sustain. Why would your wife prefer that? Let's get that elephant to step forth here. How is the state of the marriage on all levels? And OP responds to that saying, my parents coincidentally already live in MA, Massachusetts.
Yep.
But not in the same city where my wife got accepted. So actually, this might be closer to the parents. They don't necessarily dislike my wife, but they have repeatedly stated that they want me to work things out with my ex for the sake of the children. Yes. And they have a preference over her since she is the mother of their only grandchildren. My wife has expressed feeling like an outsider and unwelcome and has stopped making an effort in trying to have a relationship with them, which makes her come off as cold and distant. I think she will feel outnumbered by having all of us so close to each other, but I assured her that I'm always in her corner. Sam, what do you got for me?
That makes sense. Basically, what's happening is now like OP's parents are going to be further involved in OP's life by giving an apartment to OP's ex-wife, which is like it's like
clear,
closing up to the
favoritism
clear favoritism.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's OP's. Like it's the mother
there
of
is a
OP's
reason
children.
behind it.
It makes sense, but I can imagine being very insecure as the wife the parents don't like, and the parents kind of getting a little bit more control over OP's life.
But so you feel these like feelings of insecurity of being ganged up now, the whole family's a lot closer. Do you tackle that by saying, no, I want to do long distance?
No,
right?
I feel that is not a solution to this insecurity. The insecurity needs to be addressed. But I understand now where this insecurity is coming from.
Yes.
I'm feeling less that it's like, I don't know, something wild like cheating or something. It's more just like, oh, this is insecurity.
Totally. And this next comment comes from Ro489 who says, are you for real? Your parents are basically trying to get you back with your ex, and you seem like your wife being cold and distant is the problem. You two need marriage counseling, and your parents need to get on board or be put at a distance. Do you think that's what are the likelihood you think of that being the case, that the parents are trying to?
Oh, that seems exactly what's happening.
Yeah, so they're trying to get them together.
Isn't that what OP like said earlier in the story, that my parents have been like basically they prefer that I would get back with my ex?
They prefer the ex because she is the mother. I think
the exact language is they would prefer me get with my ex. I'm fairly certain, or maybe I could be wrong, but reading comprehension, 100%, baby.
Save Bandit, bunch of numbers, says, I'm not sure. His wife was going to leave the state and leave OP behind where his ex-wife already resides, where he would continue to have regular custody time with his children, now with his wife absent, and regular contact with his ex-wife, again, with his wife long distance for 4 years. If their goal was to try to revive their son's marriage to his ex, why would they be putting in so much effort into allowing him to continue living with his current wife?
I see. So like what this commenter is saying is, if OP's parents didn't provide the house in this new city, it would actually be better for the goal of getting OP and the ex-wife back together.
Them getting the house aids in the goal of getting them together, right?
No.
But doesn't it?
No.
It doesn't help. Getting the house for the wife doesn't help the husband and ex-wife get together, potentially?
No.
Explain.
This is what the comment is saying, what I'm saying.
But what are you saying?
So what I'm saying is there's two options there's two options, basically, right? The option where OP's ex-wife doesn't get a house in the new city is OP stays with his kids in the old city with his ex-wife and has to do 4 years of long distance with his new wife, right?
Yeah.
High chance of that not working out.
Right.
Or higher chance.
Right.
In this new scenario, now he doesn't have to choose between his wife and his children. He can just stay all in one place.
Everyone's there.
That actually helps him stay together with his current wife. And so what the commenter is saying is, if they wanted OP's wife to dissolve, they wouldn't give him this house or they wouldn't give his ex-wife this house in this new city.
It is ultimately a better scenario that he's with his current wife.
Yeah, it's a better scenario for the marriage.
For the current marriage that he has. Yeah, 100%. That makes a lot of sense. Opie says, no, I want to clarify that my wife is definitely not the problem. I just mentioned that she's cold and distant to describe how she rightly feels towards them and why she isn't 100% comfortable with the plan. I just think that her agreeing to them moving with us all will make everyone more receptive towards her, and it's a step in the right direction to mend the relationship. Thunder Chicken 1 replies, I think she's trying to get away from you, meaning
Which
the
is what we
current
thought
wife,
initially.
which is what we also thought initially. And that is actually the end of the story.
I think I'm kind of back to where I started. I think she's trying to get away from OP. I think the insecurity needs to be addressed.
Yes, absolutely.
Because did OP ever have that conversation with his wife?
Doesn't sound like it. Not from what we read, I don't believe.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like it either.
Yeah.
So
It sounds like they were just talking about the solutions, the band-aids, without addressing the actual true like root cause and issue.
which is, why don't you want me and my ex-wife and my kids to come to the city that we're like, so we can all be together?
Yes. What is the cause of that? That is the root issue, which, to your point, I think is the insecurity.
It's insecurity. I could also see her wanting to drive a wedge between him and his. Well, she wanted him to stay with his old family. So, yeah, I actually could.
Yeah.
Then I actually could see it. Yeah, that she just wants to get away from you.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But then it's just like, okay,
Then
like
break up.
just leave the relationship. Like, and what an out you have. Literally, you need to move anyways, so you can like completely like
Yeah, but
just
you're
leave the
married.
relationship.
But
if
you're
that's
married though. It's not like a boyfriend girlfriend. It's like you're married.
well, you're married, but like if she
don't mean nothing.
I mean,
You're married. You're only married.
if she really is like, hey, I need to get away from my husband by like moving out of state to this program, that's crazy. Versus just like actually
but then
sitting.
you don't have to have a hard conversation.
I mean, this is technically true.
Yeah, and a lot of people want to avoid that.
Then you can just live, and then you can get your that was OP's practice family,
Yeah.
the no children practice family. Now she can go get the real family.
That's true. That's true. She had her own practice family.
She had her own. Well, technically, I guess stepkids.
Yeah.
That's really practice.
That's the training wheel.
That is the training wheels.
Yeah, now she's ready
on
to,
the practice family
to
bike.
get on that bike and go explore a new city.
Wow.
Or like how you're ready to press subscribe.
Yeah, that's right. Guys, move to our subscribe button and then sit on it so it's clicked and you join the family.
Please join us for this next story.
Hey, let's get into it.
I caught my wife sending pics to her brother-in-law. Is our marriage salvageable at this point?
Can't salvage it. Take it to the junkyard.
So this comes from Throwaway, which you should throw away your marriage. Wife pics too. My wife, Jessica, 34, and I, 35, male, have been married for 3 years, and we dated for 2 years before that, and we have a 2-year-old daughter. Jessica has 2 sisters, the eldest one, 38, female, and married to Jake, 40, male. A week ago, I came home from work early and wanted to scare Jessica. Tried to be sneaky, but somehow I slipped and accidentally hurt my back, and Jessica came to my rescue. Cute. Went to the bedroom, and she went to the kitchen to get an ice pack. Her phone was by the bed, and a WhatsApp notification came from Jake saying, "You've got the best pair I've ever seen."
It better be the best pair of ice packs.
The best pair of fruit I've ever seen.
Misspelled.
I love a
That better
good
be an
pair.
autocorrect issue.
Yeah. I immediately knew what was happening. I unlocked the phone and saw that she had just sent some pics and a video of her bazoongas to
Nice.
Jake.
Bazoongas.
And there
Whoa.
was no previous chats before that.
What? Just cold,
They
cold,
delete
spicy
them.
text.
They delete them.
Yeah, they delete them.
Oh, right.
John, come on.
I don't know.
How many have we read?
I know you're right. You're right. I can't say anything.
When Jessica came back to the room, I showed her the chat and asked, "How long?" I have known this woman for 10 years, and I have never seen her so mortified. Her eyes got teary, and she said, "Babe, I am sorry, but I can explain."
Really?
How?
How can you?
How
explain?
can you explain?
How can you possibly explain?
Oh, here we go. So Jake really wants to do good for the community.
Yep.
He recently got a pink ribbon, and he's like, "I'm just trying to donate my time to examine all the breasts in the family.
Mm.
And I want to
In
make
the
sure
family.
that there are no lumps. So you send me a video and maybe I can inspect later
Right.
for the good of your health.
FBI, female body inspector.
Or OnlyFans for charity,
Mm.
right? They have this like incredible charitable cause. They're like, look, we need to raise funds and we need to raise it fast. What are we gonna do? OP's wife is
Venmo
like
for the homeless.
Venmo for the homeless.
Give every homeless person a Venmo account. So in this cashless world, they can still get dollars.
But how are they making the money? An OF account. And she's sending like, hey, is this one good? And then he's like, oh no, let's tweak. It's like us
tweak
with the YouTube videos. You know, we
Yeah,
gotta tweak it. OF for charity.
And the charity is Venmos for homeless.
Yes. Oh, okay. Now we're connecting.
Yeah.
Sorry, this just reminds me of in high school. I heard some rumor that this girl was sending the guys that voted for Biden. So these guys would literally go vote for Biden.
This girl I know did that. She had an OnlyFans, and if you showed that you voted for Biden, she would send.
Wow.
Yeah,
Dude.
same thing. I don't think that girl actually did it, but good for her.
I think the girl I know did it.
Wow.
That would sway, dude. Literally, this is how elections are going to be won in the future.
But here in California, she did that.
No,
Where
I'm not giving you any more information.
was it? A red state?
I'm not giving you any more information.
Was it a red state?
I'm not giving you any more information.
I feel like I know this person.
I'm not.
I could already know who it is. Oh my gosh. She has an OF?
You don't know who it is.
Do I know this person? Just say. I feel like I know this person, and you're not saying anything else because I know this
I have
person.
known this woman for 10 years. Anyway, so I said, go on. According to her, at the end of 2019, she was struggling with money, and Jake suggested he would help her out. He hinted that he would like to see her pics. So she did send him pics, and it continued over the years. No, Riley, it's not the person you texted me. Riley just texted me a name. No,
Okay, cool.
she lives here. That
Sure.
person. No.
Okay, sorry, I didn't know. You just said she lives here.
We're moving on.
Okay, cool.
According to her, at the end of 2019, she was struggling with money, and Jake suggested he would help her out. He hinted he would like to see her pics, which is effed up.
oh yes.
So
Very.
she did send him pics, and it continued over the years. She swears there was nothing emotional or physical involved. It was purely transactional. I didn't believe any of it, but she showed me on Venmo that MF paid her $300 yesterday.
Okay.
Aren't they married, though?
Literally, why would you not go to your partner who traditionally, stereotypically or whatever, you split the finances with and be like, hey, I am having a financial struggle. Can we bring our minds together to tackle this problem?
Pride.
Wow.
I think it's pride. That's why she.
Like
did
she
it.
wanted to just get it done on her own.
Yeah, she could fix it on her
Oh
own.
my gosh. Maybe.
I don't
What
know.
else?
If this is the cost of your pride, I don't know about it. I then told her it's been 5 years. Try to remember if anything physical happened. 5 years she's been sending because she's did this since 2019.
Oh my God. You're right.
For me, if even half of what she is saying is true, how could something like that not become physical? She started crying and told me she could prove it tomorrow because Jake would get suspicious if she tried to talk to him now. I took her phone, went to a bar, got wasted for the night, and when I came back, she was still there crying. I just slept on the couch. The next morning, I gave her the phone. She called Jake, and the conversation goes something like this. This is crazy. I can't believe this happened.
This is wild.
Jessica, hey, I was wondering if you want some more pics. Jake, I'm short on money. Yesterday, I spent all of it. Jessica, we can do something more this time and meet in person. I've changed my mind on that. Jake, no way. How much are we talking about? So, this is weird.
Dude.
I felt like I was going to puke. I told her that we are done and left for the office. I am not a very wealthy dude, but I would consider myself a stable guy who could take care of his family. Now I just feel like I have failed as a man whose wife had to sell her body to meet her expected lifestyle.
It's OP's brother?
Brother-in-law. So her sister's husband.
Her sister's husband, right?
When I got home that night, she looked horrible. I asked Jessica why she kept taking money from him after we got married and why she didn't ask me while we were dating. She said she didn't know how to stop and it was easy money. I left my home that night and told her she can keep the home and the car, but I want 50-50 custody of my child. So now here I am. I haven't told anyone about this. It's been a week since. I'm staying in a hotel. I go home in the evening to play with my daughter. I'm speaking with divorce lawyers, and Jessica is constantly talking about marriage counseling. And there is a juicy update and some relevant comments. But what should OP do?
Divorce.
I mean, yeah, I think so it's not a plain, simple cheating case.
It's not cheating. She essentially is doing OnlyFans, but for one person that is
very
kind of
close
very
to her.
close to the family. I mean,
Super
it's like her
close.
sister's husband.
There's something about like doing OF for like random strangers. I feels like so detached, but doing it for a specific person that has a like a brother-in-law like relationship seems
Yeah, because you know that OP's sister or you know that OP's wife's sister would not be okay with that.
Yeah, how could you do that to your sister too? You're literally like helping you're
screwing two people over. You're screwing over your husband and your sister.
screwing two people over
And
without
your
even
kid.
screwing.
Yeah.
Insane. I mean, yeah, I think it's like, I guess counseling, like counseling and therapy.
I don't know.
For me,
man.
dude, I don't know. This would be too
Yeah.
far.
Yeah.
This would be too far. 5 years.
5 years is
5
crazy.
years. I think right there I would end it.
Yeah.
Even with a kid, even like in the relationship. Also, they've only been married for 2 years, in a relationship for I think.
But they got a kid.
5 years?
Yeah, that's
Total?
true. They do have a kid. You're right.
Yeah. This is a really tough one.
Ooh. Question.
Yes.
2 questions. 1, how angry are you at the brother-in-law? How
Jake.
angry?
Brother-in-law.
How angry are we at the brother-in-law? And then 2.
Oh well, he's effed up too. But
I'm the
you're
most mad at him, to be honest.
No, I'm the most mad at my wife. You kidding me?
Oh wow.
Yeah, because
When you want to strangle that guy though?
No.
yeah, I would be pretty pissed at him.
Well, we gotta.
Well,
We gotta split.
Jake
You wouldn't
doesn't-
want to beat that guy to a pole.
Well, I mean, he's no. I don't think so.
I would want to.
But he it's not like he did something that she didn't consent to. That would be different. If
Yeah.
he did something that she didn't consent to and like took advantage of her in some way, then yes.
But he's was like, I want you, which is
Yeah.
like your
and
wife.
she could have said no.
which is
I would be
crazy.
mad at the wife.
I
would be mad at my wife.
Still
Wait.
mad at the wife.
I wouldn't like what Jake whatever. Like he did this. He's bad, but I'm
Yeah.
I'm not even thinking about you. I'm thinking about the person that actually is committed to me, and we have essentially a
Actual
contract
contract. Yeah.
of like, this is how we're going to engage together, and that was violated. Jake, obviously terrible,
Yeah.
and you should probably tell the sister for sure.
Oh yes.
Oh, yeah.
You have to tell the sister.
Yeah.
You have to tell the sister immediately.
But I don't think I would be like,
You wouldn't want to fight him.
I would think he was like a terrible person and wouldn't want him in my life, but I don't think.
Wow.
Yeah,
I
I
would wanna
guess.
fight him.
Yeah, I guess I would want to. I think I would sit with I would give myself a beat, but I think definitely tell the sister to expose the brother-in-law, and then probably would ultimately leave the relationship.
Yeah, I would
'cause it's
definitely
just like,
relate
why?
the relationship.
I guess if you'll do that, it's almost like
5 years, dude.
5 years
of
and like
lying. Your whole relationship, there has been this lie.
And you know what? Like, there's this weird feeling of like the unnecessariness of it, because it's
Exactly.
like cheating. It's almost like, okay, you had this.
I don't believe that there was financial issues.
Hmm.
I think she did it because she
Yeah,
wanted
2019 was a good year for America. We were on the up.
Yeah, the economy was doing pretty good.
Yeah,
in
the
2019.
economy was doing great, so I agree with you on that.
the economy was doing so good that the wife didn't need extra money because well, just because the economy is up doesn't mean that she's up, you know. But it's just so the stupidness and unnecessariness of the reason is like so infuriating. Yeah,
I agree.
I think I'm now.
But I want to know what y'all think.
Yeah.
Second question for Sam. They were together for 2 years. Lie happened. They have a kid. How many hall passes does this person have? Because one, because it happened. Because even though they were together for 7 years.
Also, it's not a hall pass. It's a predictive tool.
Okay, predictive tool. This happened over the span of 7 years. I'm just wondering how many hall passes they have.
It's not a hall pass. It's a predictive tool.
Okay, well, what do we call the?
It's a predictive tool.
Okay, but how many do they have?
You used the word hall pass.
Yes,
you were the
do.
one that introduced hall pass into the lexicon of the OKOP ecosystem.
I meant it was a predictive tool.
It is a predictive tool. How many predictive
hall passes?
Hall
How many
passes
predictive hall passes
do they
are
have?
there?
They have one kid. They've been together for 7 years. A lie happened 2 years within their relationship.
But this is so. All right. So if
Get some math going.
no. All right. First off, you forget a single instance is a count.
But it was stink.
It's a single instance, which we have already established is cheating in the third degree.
Yeah.
Right. We were like,
would you consider spicy texting cheating? Right.
And it was in that we read another story where a guy sent one booty pic or something, and like they had been together for 4 years, and they ended up, I think, like it was unclear whether they stayed together, but that like I could imagine the relationship continuing. This was 5 years of booty pics, 5 years, which means countless instances. So they max have 2 instances, and this was like.
Oh yeah, I just want to know how many
dozens.
They had.
They have 2.
Okay, cool.
What if it was 2 pictures that was sent? It was just the sending that was the
same pic.
The same pic, and it was just like paying to send it over just to have the rush again. I'm really like pushing it to the limit here.
I think if it was automated, but every time that it sends it. If she physically is sending it, even though it's only
the same picture.
Yeah, but
2.
she's resending it. So every time she sends it, it's an instance.
So, but if she had a bot that
if she set up a bot once to send it,
where he delivers an exact like $300 on Venmo, it triggers the bot to resend the picture.
And what if it was like AI generated to make it look like it was a new angle? Or whatever.
And she only set it up once and forgot about it.
Yep.
Once and forgot about it.
She had a ass pic and a tit pic, and the AI did different angles.
Okay. I think that's one instance.
One instance.
I think that's one instance.
Wow.
Because she set it up once.
Yeah.
Okay, then if it's 2 pictures, maybe it's like 1.5 to 2. But it's one instance of cheat. Like she had a thought to cheat, and it was one instance.
We need to create.
It was one here we go. It was one action. Like all right, if I go and I send 10 pics all at once, and it's just like but like that's one action.
Yeah.
So
we're really diving deep into this.
In this scenario, it was 2 pics, but it was one action that was taken, and that action is cheating in the third degree.
I want to get into the next part of the story, but I would love so much to create a chat bot where we bake in Sam's golden rule predictive tools into it, and then it spits out the answers and the reasoning. That would be so fire.
Does that not make sense?
The
logic is sound.
Yes. I mean, in fairness, we drove you to this insane hypothetical.
And the logic is sound.
It's definitely
I stand by that logic.
I have another insane.
All right, hit me. My logic is
one more.
Yeah.
One more. Okay, so you know that we now have like remote access or whatever, where like there's like a pad that if you move your hands around, let's just say technology has gotten to the point where you can remotely
you have haptic feedback.
Yeah, you can remotely.
It's a remote hand.
Yeah.
You can remotely fuck someone.
Okay.
And we'll say that you actually do the deed once, but then you get the robot to mimic that whole thing. And then you do the same thing you just did with the nudies. And you set that up where like, oh, they do it to the robot, but it's that same movement or whatever. How many times is that cheating?
Once in the... Are they when they have it the first time? So like basically they're in a mocap suit with a haptic feedback other
Yes.
person's in a mocap suit with haptic feedback, and are they like together in this scenario? Like they're both like, oh baby, yeah baby, and they're like talking to each other.
Yeah.
But it's basically a pre-recorded. So they
Well, but the first
replay-
time is live.
The first time is live, and
Okay.
then everything else is recorded.
So the live part is cheating in the first degree.
Okay.
Everything else that extends from that is just part of that cheating in the first degree,
Okay, cool.
because it was one act of cheating
Now, what if they didn't do the live part? They did a pre-recording by themselves.
by themselves, and that's cheating in the second degree.
Okay.
No, it might be cheating in the third degree. It's kind of like an advanced.
Yeah.
I think it's
Okay.
cheating. Yeah, no, because it's cheating. It's cheating in the third degree for sure. Yeah.
But you know what I am first degree interested in the rest of the story.
Let's hit it. Am I reading this? I am. It's me.
No,
Yeah.
no, no.
Ah!
There's still more.
Yeah, I know.
That's what I was saying. That's what I'm like.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought
Anyways.
we were sorry.
So
sorry.
comments. The social media detox says her sister deserves to know. Agreed. Elegant
Yes.
Channel 351 says, gather the evidence, contact an attorney, follow the attorney's advice, and tell your sister-in-law and all of the family, not the kids, your marriage is over. Agreed.
Follow attorney's advice. Very smart. Forgot about that.
Update 2 days later. Before getting to the update, some people were asking me to get a paternity test. I don't need one. I know she is my daughter because I am Indian and Jessica, my wife, is white and my daughter looks like me. Now for the update. After I made that post, I shared my situation with my cousin's sister, 30 female. She is the only family member I have living in the States. I visited her place the next day and she knocked some sense into me. I realized part of me still didn't want a divorce because I basically married Jessica against my parents' will. They wanted me to have an arranged marriage so my failed marriage would hurt my ego. She also arranged a meeting with a divorce lawyer. And no, I am not giving up my house. I was just emotional at the time. From what I understand, in our state, adultery has pretty much zero impact on assets, so it will likely be a 50-50 split. However, there is a high chance I can get better custody of my daughter because I have a job and Jessica doesn't. She is also involved in quote-unquote sex work at this point, which could work in my favor. My father-in-law called me last evening and he was crying. He told me he didn't know what to say to me and that if he were in my place, he would have left her.
Wow.
Apparently, Jessica got scared and told her family everything after I didn't visit home for 2 days and had blocked her everywhere. I guess I should have done that a while ago, and Jake is out of his house also. So I think I will go for divorce because there is no point of reconciliation at this point when the whole relationship seems fake to me. There are some relevant comments, but really quick, everyone in the comments, John, do you think OP is making the right decision in divorcing his wife?
Yeah. I think 5 years,
5 years.
and that's too much.
Too
Way
much.
too much.
So, some relevant comments. Hello, Junebug says, I'm really sorry you're going through this. Sounds like you have a good path forward, and I wish you the best with custody and all that. Can I ask what happened with Jake and his wife? Sounds like she kicked him out. OP responds, yeah, she kicked him out yesterday. I didn't ask about them that much, but it sounds like my sister-in-law is sure she's getting a divorce. Good. Unusual Potato 1515 says, any update on your sister-in-law's relationship with Jessica? OP responds, it sounds like everyone is trying to cut off contact with both Jessica and Jake. But I think only my mother-in-law is talking to Jessica. She was at my house last night. And then Leaks G says, what happened with sister's marriage? I think sister-in-law is fixated on divorce at the moment.
Right.
And then Alexi responds, what was the excuse brother-in-law gave? The fact he took money from their home and gave it to your ex is crazy. I hope she can heal from that and does divorce him. OP responds, I didn't really ask. I was too overwhelmed by my father-in-law's response. He was crying nonstop.
Yeah, what a weird scenario that would be in where your father-in-law calls, the father of your woman,
And says, so sorry. Like, I'm
so sorry. You should leave my daughter. Like, that's just such a, and it's like,
imagine
overcome with
how
emotion.
effed up, how much of an F up you have to do to have your own father
be
call your
like,
significant other.
So, who is
Gets the hall pass.
siblings? Who is it? What?
got him.
I'm
what-
kidding.
What'd you say?
He said he got the hall pass.
Oh, God.
No, I said who gets the hall pass.
Oh, who gets the hall pass?
Who's like the pair of siblings here? Is it like
It's OP's wife's sister.
So the father-in-law is
It's his wife's father.
So the father-in-law is both distraught about the sister's divorce and then his daughter doing that.
Doing this.
Yes.
Yeah. It seems like he's
Wow.
mostly distraught that his daughter, would do this to his other daughter.
I was just seeing who
And
got hit with the
her
double
husband.
whammy.
Yeah, he got hit with a double whammy.
Yeah. I mean, dude. Being in his, I would probably be overcome with emotion too. If I was the father-in-law, I'd be like,
Yeah, of course.
"Are you kidding me?" Like,
I raised a better daughter.
I raised a better daughter. Like, you have a relationship with the people who marry your children,
Yeah.
and you're like, you would do this? Like, yeah, crazy, absolutely nuts. Can't even imagine.
But you know what else? Absolutely nuts.
What?
The fact that you probably haven't subscribed.
Wow.
Subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, that's ridiculous. Please subscribe.
Do it and be not nuts.
But you know what is also nuts?
What?
This next story.
Oh yeah, it is. Am I the a-hole for telling my wife that she needs to seriously work on her mental and physical toughness?
Sheesh. Don't pull any punches, OP.
Well, this comes from Throwaway Hole 24, who says, my wife, 32 female, and I, 34 male, went to the gym yesterday morning. At some point, my wife, we'll call her Laura, scratched her finger on something.
Okay.
Laura has a history of being selectively sensitive to pain and discomfort. She is a strong and capable woman that I love, but if it's 80 degrees with the breeze, Laura will talk herself into it being too cold to stay outside.
Okay.
80 degrees is too cold? Interesting.
Yeah.
The joke between us is she is like the princess and the pea story. These things happen often. I am not exaggerating in the slightest when I say this time the cut was less than a half a centimeter wide and 2 millimeters across. Just surface level, no larger than a paper cut.
Tiny.
Paper cuts hurt like crazy.
Sure, but like maybe you complain about it for like 20 seconds.
Yeah. Why would you ever, like, if you're, I mean, maybe she has like saying it's freezing outside when it's 80 degrees is crazy, but like, I don't know. We'll see. Later that night, she remembered the cut and had what I would describe as a meltdown. She said her finger pain was throbbing. She was feeling nauseous from the pain and said it was becoming too much. I offered to clean it with hydrogen peroxide, but she said that it would hurt too much. I said it bubbles, but it doesn't burn like alcohol.
Which is true.
And I didn't know that. And you need to clean it if you cut it on the gym equipment because it's dirty. As soon as I put a few drops of hydrogen peroxide on it, she collapsed to her knees and said that she could not continue.
That's ridiculous. Yeah, big ick. Big ick.
I admit that I got a little bit upset at the theatrics, but it was nothing new at this point. Then, after I rinsed the wound in the sink, she was still on her knees crying. I told her I was going to get some Neosporin and a Band-Aid, to which she begged me not to add Neosporin because it would hurt. Neosporin is also
Neosporin would definitely not hurt.
Very tame, very tame.
Yeah.
I explained to Laura that Neosporin would actually cause no pain and even add potential relief. She yelled when I put it on and nearly fainted. At this point, I was a little upset and potentially the a-hole. I tried to explain to Laura that her body was very resilient and she is a tough person because I've seen it in her workouts and the way that she can work through brutal challenges and environments. However, she needs to work on her physiological hang-up on discomfort like this.
Yeah, this is not, she's not experiencing as much pain as she is letting on.
But would you like go into this whole diatribe or be like,
I would.
You know, like,
I could see you not doing that, but
yeah,
you're nice. I could, but I think.
But Sam, on the other hand,
I think I would get it. I think I would get annoyed.
The diatribe is.
I would
prime.
definitely get annoyed. Yeah. John's way nicer. John wouldn't say anything.
We want to have kids in the next 2 years, and in all honesty, I don't think she can handle childbirth right now.
That's what I see. That is exactly what I would think.
That's more like if
that's why it gives me an ick. I'm like, how are you going to take care of kids or like be a good parent?
But it's not like
if you can't handle a paper cut.
Yeah,
You're fainting when putting on Neosporin.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot. I don't disagree. I don't disagree. That's a lot. I'd be
I
like,
think it's a lot.
come on, you got this. I said, I said it's something we can work on together, but to start, she needs to get serious and adopt a mentality that her body can handle a lot.
Dude, she needs to read some David Goggins.
Yeah. I had my livers coming out my butthole, and I still kept running. I ran another 100 miles.
Who's gonna carry the boats and the logs? That's you, buddy.
I told her it's upsetting that she seems to just give up and surrender to any pain, like she has no will to shake it off. What example will you be setting for our child?
That's what. Yeah, dude, I'm an asshole.
What would happen if you were injured and need to get up without?
No, I'm not an
help
asshole. This
without
is
me?
important.
We ended up getting into an argument about this. I feel like an a-hole, but I don't know how I could have approached this differently. And there is an edit and some additional context, but yeah, let's take a pit stop right here. So you are kind of like in agreement with all of the points being brought up here.
Yeah, but maybe I'm the a-hole.
Roughly.
Yeah, I'm in agreement. I don't think OP's the a-hole. I
Here's-
think this is important if you're thinking about a partner long term.
I think there's a reframing here. I think it's like a slight tweak and adjustment. I feel like there's some like kind of attacking going on, which like there is some truth to, but saying like, hey, you know, when you have these reactions, and I do believe that I do believe and feel that you're a tough person and can handle it. It just feels like a lot and feels annoying and like a bit much, in all honesty. I feel like that is
He said that, but he's like,
But
you need
in
to
a-
work on your physiological and like mental.
like I said,
toughness.
it's a slight tweak.
Sure,
But you are-
okay. Yeah, say that.
I feel like
I would be so annoyed though.
yeah, it is a lot. I don't know. This is
Riley, would you be annoyed?
Oh heck yeah! I would be like, I would be walking backwards out of the relationship.
That
Moonwalking.
yeah, it is crazy. Like that gives me a major ick.
yeah, this is a very strange and unique scenario. I will definitely admit that.
Like,
I've
you
been
have
in this
to-
scenario though.
You have to be like, hey, I don't think we're gonna be compatible, but do you bring that up like that's one of the main points?
Yeah, do you
Yeah.
now wait, and for context, this is the wife, so they're married and
They're married.
they've been
Ooh.
together. Yeah, see?
They're married.
And
Girlfriend out, marriage. You got to work through that.
like this is
How are you married?
I mean, this is like
think of
what?
how are you married?
What do you
You
give me
know.
some more?
Pound Town. How does that work out?
Maybe he's not packing.
But still, like, it's a paper. If a paper cut, no matter how much you're packing, wouldn't it cause discomfort?
Not if you're doing it right.
Yeah, there's a
Well,
you're implying that there's like no way to have spicy sleep without
It
like
hurting.
no,
any pain.
Yeah, but I mean, just like over the course of a relationship, it's probably gonna hurt at some point. And if she fainted at that, any amount of somewhat discomfort, she probably would
someone's-
steer her clear away from having sex. Just saying.
No,
I don't think
not
this is
at
true.
all.
I don't think
not
that is
at,
true.
Not
If
in
she-
the slightest.
Okay, she does work out a lot though.
Not in the slot. No, look. If she's like, but and some people like a little to a lot of pain in their spicy
But she
sleep
likes
life.
no pain at all.
But so let's say that she's like zero pain on the scale for their intimate life.
Okay.
Then they just do positions, which there are, and other things
There
which
are
are
plenty of positions
a
that have no
million.
pain.
yeah,
a
I
million.
understand that, but like, what happens if they do all those positions that have zero pain, but like somehow during one position she has slight discomfort.
She's like, yeah, we just adjust it a little bit, easy.
but like I
I
don't
don't know if it feels the same as a cut though.
Yeah, that's the cut and this are so different.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just saying if she's reacting over a cut like this, what about one slight discomfort?
She literally says in the moment of slight discomfort, like, "Oh, hey, can we? Oh, let's adjust a little bit."
Yeah.
And then they adjust. Boom.
I'm just saying
easy.
she's overreacting to this.
Oh,
If
if
she's
so
overreacting to this, that's what I'm trying to say.
if there's an accident, does she overreact?
Like, oh, wrong hole.
But
Yeah.
but I feel like it would be like, oh, that like maybe an accident or like OP like reaches over to does something and like falls and trips or something, but like that's like such a rare scenario, and it's like, oh, my bad, that was an accident.
I think it's not an issue. I think this is
Yeah.
a mental toughness issue.
Yeah, because OP can basically 99% avoid those scenarios. He can't avoid her getting a paper cut or like you know,
Yeah.
falling or like hurting herself in other scenarios.
And I would get an ick. I want to know, would you, if this was your partner, would you get an ick?
Yeah.
And like maybe reverse the
if
genders.
it was a guy,
Reverse the genders. Does this give you an ick?
he's out of there, dude.
He's gone.
Oh, 100%, bro. Dude, imagine.
If this was a guy, yeah.
no.
Yeah.
100%.
I would make fun of him.
This
I'd be
is
dude,
like
come on.
this should have been addressed infinitely
Before you got
earlier.
married. Before
Yes.
you got married.
Before
yeah.
you got married. Yeah.
What if it's a new thing?
It's not. Oh, what if it?
No.
if-
I think he says.
No. This is a thing. He prints this in the P. This has been a thing for a while.
Dude.
So let's get into this edit in some context. First, I would like to thank everyone for sharing their thoughts and suggestions. Second, I would like to clarify that I am one of those lucky few that married someone they consider their soulmate. Despite, I'm like, this seems like
Divorce.
an overcomable thing. Despite my comments coming across as callous and patronizing, I love and care for my wife tremendously, and I don't believe that she sees it that way. However, I'm here for that outside perspective. I'll be with my wife until I'm dead or she finds someone better, even if that means carrying her around for the next 80 years.
That's a real one.
That's cute.
It would still give me the ick.
Lastly, while we have visited doctors in the past, we may not have placed enough value on getting another option. I'm guessing he's talking about like
Does she have
pregnancy?
hypersensitivity to pain?
oh yeah, like is this a medical
another
issue?
opinion.
Yeah, what if it's a medical issue? Like, yeah. That is something I will bring up with my wife again. I do not typically hold an opinion when it comes to my wife's medical care. I believe I may have an old-fashioned approach to doctors as I have had some bad experiences with misdiagnoses and overprescribed treatments. My attitude when it comes to my wife has always been to get the care that she thinks she needs, as I cannot make that decision for her. We both acknowledge there are differences in the way we pursue medical care. I have never suggested her symptoms or desire to meet with a doctor were not legitimate. When she had not gotten to a diagnosis from doctors and they suggested treating it like it was nervousness or anxiety, we both kind of considered it psychological, a pain in the butt, but not overly serious as something we could work on. Why not work on it? Why not? What's the harm?
Well, how do you know? You don't even know what to work on.
Well, they said it seems like it might be psychological. So go to a psychiatrist just to see.
Just start introducing pain into your life and get better at it.
Ice baths.
Whipping.
Pegging.
Can't do anything with these guys. As my
Ice bath while being whipped.
that is Sam's solution. As my post here would suggest, that it's easier said than done. It's a huge gray area trying to figure out if you are being too controlling or enabling her. My wife does not have red hair, which, what is that? Is that like redheads can like have high pain tolerance or something? Or I'm assuming
They
that's
just look like ghosts and that they're already dead.
Jesus.
Okay, take that out of there.
I have
No, leave
idea.
it in.
I love
He
redheads.
said it and he meant
I
it.
love redheads.
You love redheads, huh?
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. I know.
Okay.
I know it's interesting. Guess what? She used to be redheaded.
Whoa.
Naturally or not?
Not.
Aha! See, today I learned hydrogen peroxide is no longer recommended for cleaning wounds. I didn't know that. I don't think
Today I also learned.
I've always used Neosporin. I'm a big fan of that.
Yeah.
But so, with all that being said, yeah, what if she has some sort of, I mean, I get that it's super annoying. I think where OP messed up is he should have addressed it earlier.
Well, it sounds like this is not a deal breaker for him.
No.
So I think he did the exact right thing. He's like, toughen up.
Hypothetical scenario for you. You are 5 years into your marriage, 8 years into your relationship. All of a sudden, your wife starts having these like episodes constantly. Of
Well, that's
like,
an all of a sudden. Then that would be a
oh, I
medical
cut my
issue.
finger. Oh,
This
I
is a
did this.
personality thing.
But what if?
If that happened, then we would address it. We would like go through and figure out why.
How would you
suddenly-
address it?
You would go to doctors because that's a different scenario. That's like someone suddenly feeling a lot more pain than they usually do.
So you're saying because it was repeated behavior.
Yeah, this is someone who basically has like selective pain tolerance. And so they're just being a little whiny brat.
I think you go to the doctors because what that also does, in addition to potentially addressing a like unknown
I had a partner like this. I
issue.
was in this exact scenario.
You were.
How did I solve it? We started running. That's it.
Oh,
And
wow.
Introduced and she was wasn't used to having her muscles all sore and stuff, and then started running, and we started running every day, and now she's doing like half marathons and stuff. But
Wow.
initially she like would be like, oh, like my feet hurt and my knees hurt and blah, blah, blah. And she's like, my body can't do it. I'm like, your body's built to run. And then she started running and now she runs half marathons.
Running on roofs.
You David Goggins it.
Yeah. No, but I'm serious. Like, I think the way to get over this is just like start doing hard things.
Yeah, which
Like me. Start with me and then we can do hard things. That's what you said.
Start doing this hard thing.
Oh my.
We're doing it. So where's Sophia? Sophia, we need a
right.
She needs to censor us.
And in fairness to you, I think it's like, because everyone's relationships are different. You like to do the hard things, and so if that partner, if you suggest hard things, that's like a value that you would share in common that would strengthen and increase the chances of success in the relationship. And if that person is like, no, I disagree with that, and it reaches up to a point, it's like, okay, well, maybe we're not the
exactly.
the
Like
best fit.
it is a prerequisite to want to do hard things if you want to be my lover.
You got to be hard.
Gotta
be hard.
right?
Got to be hard to be Santa's lover.
Yeah. If you're hard for us, make sure to subscribe.
We're hard for you.
We love you.
And
See you tomorrow.
No.
Say it, do
We're
it.
hard for you. If you're hard
Say
for
it.
us, make sure to subscribe.
They're hard for you. I love you. And we'll
We'll
see you tomorrow.